Jake is the first character we see when the movie kicks off. He's traveling through space inside a cryopod, basically a high-tech space coffin that keeps people knocked out during long trips. After 6 long years, he finally wakes up, but the moment he tries to move, we learn the truth. Jake's legs are paralyzed. At first, we have no clue what Jake is doing in space or why he's here. But then the story jumps back and things get clearer. Jake had a twin brother, a brilliant scientist who was obsessed with exploring space and discovering new things. But out of nowhere, he got into a fight and was killed over money. NASA had spent a huge amount to send his brother to space, and Jake didn't want all that money and his brother's dream to go to waste. So Jake steps up. Even though he's paralyzed, he decides to take his brother's place and head to another planet. The treatment for his legs was insanely expensive, so Jake also hopes that if he nails this mission, he could make enough money to finally walk again. He may not have working legs, but the dude is crazy determined and fully believes he can pull it off. Now about that planet, there's no oxygen, so humans can't survive outside. All the people going with Jake gather for a briefing. Their leader runs him through how to survive, what dangers they'll face, and what to do if some creature decides to turn him into a snack. Jake soon meets another guy, and together they train for 3 years. They become good friends. That friend even shows Jake what an avatar looks like, a hybrid made from human DNA and the DNA of the planet's native species. Then the project leader shows up and takes Jake to the head of the entire operation, a businessman who only cares about profits. Jake's handler questions why they brought Jake instead of another scientist, but the boss shuts her down, saying Jake is smart and perfectly capable. He also reveals the real mission: mining a super valuable mineral. 1 kilo of it costs a fortune. Basically, make you rich forever money. In the next scene, Jake is placed inside a machine and wakes up in his new avatar body. He's tall, blue, has a long tail, big ears, and a braid. And honestly, he's loving it. Soon, a colonel meets Jake and tells him he can be incredibly useful. Since Jake was a Marine, he moves well and can blend in. The colonel tells him to spend as much time as possible with the natives so they'll trust him. The colonel's real plan? Kick the natives out so they can mine more of the expensive mineral. He gives Jake 3 months. If he fails, they'll attack the village. And in return, the colonel promises Jake something he wants more than anything: a surgery that could fix his legs. Jake agrees. The team finally reaches the planet. Jake, now in his avatar body, is fascinated by everything. He touches the plants, checks out the wildlife, and gets chased by a massive alien creature. He jumps into a river and gets separated from the team. While the team assumes Jake is dead and heads back, Jake gets stuck in the forest alone. That's when we meet Naititi, a native woman. She almost shoots Jake, but strange glowing seeds land on her bow, which she considers a sign, so she decides to spare him. Night falls and dangerous creatures start hunting Jake. He fights back with fire, but things get rough. Then Naititi returns and saves him, but she's furious. Some of her beloved animals died while rescuing him. Jake fires back, asking why she bothered saving him if she's just gonna be mad. Neytiri calls him a child. Jake says, "Then teach me." Before she can respond, glowing spirits land on Jake again. Neytiri takes him to her tribe. The tribe wants to kill Jake instantly, but Neytiri defends him. One young warrior, the future leader, hates Jake instantly. But Neytiri's mother, the tribe's queen, allows Neytiri to train him. Meanwhile, Jake wakes up in the human lab and tells everyone he made progress. They're thrilled. Back in his avatar body, Jake trains daily, learning to ride animals, hunt, survive, and most importantly, respect nature. Neytiri shows Jake a giant flying creature that chooses only one rider forever. If it doesn't like you, it straight up kills you. Jake, being Jake, goes for it. And he actually succeeds. Now he's soaring through the skies like a total badass alongside Neytiri. After 3 months, Jake is basically one of them. The colonel reminds him of the mission and threatens to send them back to Earth if he fails. Jake promises he'll make the tribe leave the sacred area. The next morning, the tribe officially accepts Jake as one of their own. They show him the Tree of Souls, their most sacred place. Neytiri tells Jake he can choose any woman in the tribe. Jake admits he wants her, and she accepts. But everything falls apart when the colonel starts destroying the trees near their home. The tribe panics. Jake tries to stop it. Neytiri's father, the chief, is killed. The tribe is heartbroken. Jake returns to the base and begs the colonel and project head to stop the destruction. They refuse. The colonel declares war for the next morning. Jake and the project leader return to their avatars to warn the tribe, but when Jake reveals the truth, that he was originally sent to move them out, Neytiri is destroyed. She screams, cries, and calls him a traitor. The tribe locks him up. The colonel shows up anyway and attacks the village. Arrows and bows are no match for the humans' guns and bombs, and chaos follows. The colonel destroys their sacred tree. The tribe cries, grieves, and feels completely defeated. A pilot rescues Jake and the others, but the project leader is badly wounded. Jake enters his avatar body again and finds the tribe relocating. They think he abandoned them. But suddenly, Jake returns riding the legendary Great Leomopetrix, the massive deadly red dragon bird that only the greatest warrior can tame. The tribe is stunned. Now they believe Jake is truly with them. Jake begs the Tree of Souls to help them. Then, the colonel launches a massive assault with jets and troops. The tribe fights bravely, but the humans' weapons are too advanced. But suddenly, Jake's prayer is answered. Huge wild beasts storm onto the battlefield, attacking the human soldiers. The animals don't care about bullets. They plow through machines and soldiers like tanks. The pilot joins the fight, but is shot down. Neytiri's flying creature is injured. The future leader dies. Things look bad until Jake destroys the bomber ship and stops the explosion. The colonel crashes and survives. He finds Jake's human body and tries to kill him. If Jake dies, his avatar dies too. Neytiri arrives just in time. She battles the colonel but starts losing. Jake shows up, but the colonel grabs his braid and tries to choke him. Right before the colonel kills Jake, Neytiri fires an arrow straight through the colonel's chest, finally ending him. Jake collapses from lack of oxygen. Neytiri rushes to his human body and puts a mask on him. They smile. Both alive, both saved. In the final scene, all humans are sent back to Earth. Only Jake and a few selected people stay. Jake undergoes the final ritual and permanently transfers into his avatar body. Now, he lives with Neytiri. He's home. The movie ends. Jake's married life is going great. He and Neytiri now have 3 kids, 2 sons named Netayam and Loak, and a daughter named Tuk. On top of that, they adopted a girl called Kiri, who's the daughter of Dr. Grace Augustine from the first part. She was born from Grace's dead avatar. Living with these 4 kids is a human kid named Spider, who's the son of the villain from Part 1, Colonel Miles Quaritch. Spider's parents were RDA soldiers who died in the war, and humans who stayed on Pandora are now taking care of him. All of Jake and Neytiri's kids are pretty different. The eldest, Netayam, is super responsible and listens to his parents. The second son, Loak, is kind of a wild one, the rule breaker who gets scolded a lot. Little Tuk is tiny and innocent. Kiri is special. She's really close to nature. She can sense the spirit of Pandora, Iwa. Even though Spider is human, he mostly lives in the forest and loves the Navi a lot. Life for the Sully family is happy. But years later, humans come back to Pandora, full force with new tech and serious firepower, since Earth's situation has gone to hell and is on the brink of collapse. So humans basically want to make Pandora their new home. Jake becomes their leader and starts wrecking human machines and weapons. To stop Jake, RDA forms a special team of soldiers. But these aren't regular soldiers. They're the dead soldiers who were big players in the last war. RDA scientists copied those soldiers' DNA and memories into new avatar bodies, bringing them back to life. Their mission? Find and eliminate Jake Sully.
The leader of those soldiers is Colonel Quaritch, who has a personal grudge against Jake and Neytiri because Jake betrayed him and Neytiri was responsible for killing him before. So Quaritch and his crew start hunting Jake. One day, they reach an old lab in the jungle, the place where Quaritch died as a human. Coincidentally, the Sully kids are playing nearby, and Quaritch seizes the chance and captures them. Jake and Neytiri show up and kill some of Quaritch's soldiers to free the kids. But during the chaos, Spider falls and gets captured. Quaritch takes him to RDA headquarters. They torture Spider trying to get Jake's location, but Spider doesn't spill. Quaritch then softens up on Spider because, well, Spider is basically his son. Quaritch stops the torture and starts treating Spider kindly, using him to learn Navi language and tactics so he can track down the Sully family faster. Meanwhile, Jake knows Spider knows a lot of family secrets that could lead Quaritch to them. So Jake decides to leave the clan and move his family away so no one else gets hurt because of them. He picks a young guy from the Omaticaya clan to be the new leader and leaves with Neytiri and all their kids. They head far away to the eastern seas and reach an island inhabited by the Metkaina clan, people who mostly live in the water and have strong bonds with marine life. Jake asks the Metkaina chief for shelter and moves his family there.
Now they learn to swim, hold their breath, and bond with the sea creatures. Kiri, already close to nature, connects deeply with the marine life and with Awa. While Quaritch, who had been searching the mountains and jungles for Jake, realizes the Sully family has gone to the ocean areas. So he heads east with Spider and the RDA Marine team, interrogating and torturing different island and sea clan people to find them. The Mekiana clan doesn't give Jake up. There were a lot of islands and villages, so Quaritch can't find them quickly, but he keeps brutalizing people while hunting. Meanwhile, Loak gets into a fight with the chief's son, Eonung. To get revenge, Eonung takes Loak out on a hunt into a deserted area, leaves him there, and bolts. A shark-like fish attacks Loak, but a giant whale-like creature of the Tulkun species shows up and saves him. Loak befriends that Tulkun. Back home, when Loak tells everyone who saved him, the Mekayana reveal the Tulkun's name, Payakan, a Tulkun who was cast out from his pod because he broke the pacifist rule and killed his kin. They warn Loak to stay away from Payakan. Loak ignores them and goes to find Payakan to ask the truth. Payakan plugs Loak into his mind and shows him a flash from the past. It turns out Payakan didn't kill his podmates. He was trying to save them from human attacks and failed. He was falsely accused. Loak tells others what he learned, but nobody trusts him. They're pissed that he befriended an outcast Tulkun. Quaritch is getting tired searching the sea regions for Jake. Since he can't find Jake, he hatches a plan: start hunting Tulkuns. Tulkuns are sacred to the sea Navi, and if Quaritch kills them, he knows Jake will come out furious to protect them. But Jake sees through the scheme and stays hidden, ordering the Mekayana to move all their Tulkuns away for a while. Payakan is different. He's an outcast and doesn't get that warning, so Loak goes to warn Payakan. When Loak arrives, Payakan's body has a tracker stuck in it. Hunters are coming to kill him. Loak and the other kids work together and remove the tracker from Payakan, but then Quaritch and his marine team show up and capture Loak, Tuk, and the chief's daughter Soraya. Jake and Neytiri, hearing this, rush in with Mekayana warriors. Quaritch tells Jake that if he wants the kids back, Jake has to come alone. Jake agrees and starts heading to the vessel, but then Payakan attacks the whole marine team, giving Neytiri, Jake, and the others a chance to fight. Neteyam goes on board and frees Loak, Tuk, and Soraya. Later, Neteyam and his brother go to free Spider. In the chaos, Neteyam gets shot and dies. Meanwhile, Quaritch has taken Kiri and Tuk captive. Jake and Neytiri are gutted and furious over their son's death. Quaritch calls and says if they want their daughters back, they must come to the ship. So Neytiri and Jake go, and Spider shows them the way. There, they slaughter the remaining Quaritch men. But in the final moment, Quaritch holds a weapon to Kiri's throat and orders Jake to surrender. Neytiri threatens to kill Spider to force Quaritch's hand. Seeing this, Quaritch freaks, and to save his son, he lets Kiri go. Then the fight between Jake and Quaritch begins. Neytiri tries to get the kids off the ship, but it's already wrecked and flooding, so people get trapped and start drowning. Jake knocks Quaritch out and tosses him into the ocean, but Jake is weak and can't get out himself. Loak and Payakan pull him from the water, and Kiri uses sea creatures' help to save Neytiri and Tuk. While Spider is climbing out of the water, he sees Quaritch counting, because somewhere along the way, Spider starts to feel a bond with his father. So Spider drags Quaritch out of the sea and leaves him on the shore. Quaritch tells Spider to come with him, but Spider refuses and stays with Jake's family.
Then they go to the Mithkaina clan and perform Neteyam's last rites in the sea, Navi style.
After that, Jake tells the Metkina chief that he and his family will move on and leave. But the chief says Netayam is buried with their ancestors now, and that means the Sully family is now part of the Metkina clan. So the Sullys stay there. But the battle with RDA and Quaritch isn't over. It'll continue in the next part. So friends, that was the explanation of Avatar 2. If you like this video, make sure to like and share it and subscribe to our channel for more cool videos like this. Hit that bell icon so you get our videos right on time.